Glorious, aren't they? Anyways, Doom Dark Age just got released months ago. Like I give a shit. It doesn't help that it requires not only an NVMe SSD for storage for it to run reliably, but also a graphics card that's capable of ray tracing and other garbage. And all I got is a GTX 1060 and a 500GB SSD that's mostly taken over by Windows and Gmod. Oh, why can't you just get a used 2060 Super for cheap at least? They're usually available in thrift stores. I'm poor and unemployed, plus I live in a prison cell at the moment! And even if I did get an RTX card and another NVMe drive for good measure, I'm not giving Microsoft any of my money for ethical reasons. So instead of doing a modern game, one that makes me yearn for a quick reboot, and maybe a Shogun remaster, for this video, I'm gonna review some mods for good old Doom 2. Icarus lives I'm not, but I'll try. But wait, there isn't a Doom 2 review on this channel yet, just Ultimate Doom and 64. Don't worry, I'm gonna sort this out right away. After a brisk 8-month development time, Doom 2 got released in September 30th, 1994. Either that or October 10th when it hit hella release party at a New York nightclub, but let's not debate on that shit. While the game plays the same enemies, same weapons, and same engine to boot, it has some additions that I appreciate, such as the super shotgun. God, what an amazing gun this is. Combined with the backpack, it makes the regular one redundant. Plus some new enemies like the Screeching Revenants, whose rockets might home into you, the big blobs of hell known as the Mancubi, little spider brains, this fucking meatball, and a dreaded Archvile. Yeah, he likes to set you on fire while also resurrecting some enemies. Fun. But the worst part are the maps. They're a mixed bag. I feel the first 11 maps are the best the game had to offer, the calm before the storm. That isn't to say it's all perfect though. The pit is one of the worst, just because of this part where you get the yellow key. I thought there was a way to open it, like a switch that I might have missed. But no, you just open it like any other door. Who the fuck made this? Oh yeah, Sandy Peterson. The city levels are a bore to get through. I always don't look forward to them after doing Circle of Death. 3 of them I thought were great. The Emo Stance, The Courtyard, and Gotcha by American McGee, Sandy Peterson, and John Romero respectively. The rest are a slog to get through, especially downtown. Holy shit, I hate this map. Half the time, I don't know where I'm supposed to go, even if there are arrows pointing at where I should. And I'm so open and exposed, it's not even funny. And of course, Sandy Pandas as well. Half the maps were made by him. He did make a few good ones like Tricks and Traps and the Information Courtyard, but that's basically it. Otherwise, he's still the cities that brought us the chasm. Fuck the chasm. Yeah, let's have narrow pathways you have to tiptoe all over the place. Don't fall! In short, despite some of the level design being rather shit, and the music not being as hard pumping as the first one, I like the game a lot, and I recommend getting it alongside the first one. Or not. Sure hope that counts as the 4th game I review for this special. Anyways, let's actually play some mods. I'll be looking at 3 of them. Well, 2 mods and a PK3 to be precise, 2 of them being level packs with different compatibility requirements, and the one requiring a GZ Doom to work. For the rest, I'll be using the SDA Doom based on PR Boom with support for MBF21 just for extra leverage. If you don't know what any of these mean, don't worry baby, you'll be fine. While I'm gonna pistol start each level because apparently that's the only way you can be a pro at Doom, I'll actually be playing the megawatts on the medium hurt me plenty difficulty. And move to not too rough if I think that's too much for me. HMP was hard enough for me anyway. Plus, consider that 2 of them can get really difficult, especially the last one, very quickly. I'll be safe scumming a lot. I know it can be discouraging, but I need some leeway. So without further ado... I wonder if she'll make a reference to that show. Way ahead of ya. Mostly made by Skillshot, this boom-compatible free shop level pack WAD was released 9 years ago and won a CAC award, so let's see if it actually deserves it. First level, and right off the bat, it's so colorful, more so than Doom 2 really. But don't let it fool you, once you smoke this peyote pipe, you'll get sent to this area with a fucking cyber demon as a turret. Or a mancubus in easier difficulties. This one doesn't fuck around. I quite love the visual style. The first episode consists of nice oranges and purples covered with Native American and Egyptian motifs in them. Yeah, Ancient Aliens is more than just a random name. It takes inspiration on the whole pseudoscience of aliens teaching ancient people from thousands of years. There's no way these ancient civilizations made such intricate architecture with the tools they had back then. I'm not saying aliens did it, but it has to be aliens. They did all that so that humans could communicate with them. If you've seen Ancient Aliens, the show, or at least know this meme, you're familiar with how bonkers that Fury is, and Ancient Aliens, the Doom mod, plays around that, and I quite like it. But the biggest highlight for me has to be the soundtrack, all done by Stuart Stewboy Wren, and they're amazing to listen to. The track for Sanctum of the Waste is mesmerizing, and it's my second favorite. Magenta Heat Strike is pretty good too. I love how jazzy it all sounds. But really, my favorite has to be the one for the episode 2 finale, where his key signature or whatever keeps jumping up and down, and it somehow works so well, and fitting too. But how are the maps? Well, don't get too carried away with the first episode. After all, it starts with a cyber demon stuck in his cage shooting powerful rockets at ya. The next map slows it down a bit, but not for long. Picking up the Berserker pack, there's a Revenant trying to get that blue key, get burned and blown up by Mancubi and Skellies too. The next map, infinitely respawning Arachnotrons as turrets, and this is just a third map. It's gonna get harder from here. Few highlights of this episode. The last refuge of the Anasazi features a cyber demon roaming around the center stage as you do your business, so that's fun. Single Showdown is challenging but also great, with a gimmick of descending the Senate to progress. Ancient Aliens, the map, really introduces the flying saucers you go in and wreak havoc, you know, if they allow you. Nectarfall was a slaughter map, or at least it felt like one. Over 500 monsters! As if that's anything. The map after it, and the first episode finale, Gift of Denial, may be reasonable by comparison, but it ends with a slaughterfest that includes 3 cyber demons, and when you're in the ship, there's like 4 archviles in tight-ass corridors! At least that cyber demon area had a BFG that I could collect, but I can't be asked. God, my hand hurts. Applied Einstein, and now we're in an alien base or whatever. Even if it feels like the Mancubi and the Arachnotrons look different in this squad, the first episode used all the enemies from Doom 2 to great effect. However, in the second episode, it introduces 2 new enemies you have to face, the Plasma Stealth Troopers and these thingies, the Alien Guardians. And the first map of this episode showcased them well, making me hate them more than the Revenants and Archviles. For one, the Stealth Plasma guys are basically the Arachnotrons but small, and like to go fast and invisible, only noticeable by the glow around them, less time to telegraph, and can kill you quickly. And then there's the Guardians, which fire Revenant rockets, but much more and much faster. At least they're weaker and go down like lost souls. However, if I hear their wake-up screech, I'll be pissed. While Applied Einstein is a short one, consisting of only 8 regular maps plus 2 secret ones, it doesn't mean it's easy peasy. Its first map may put you at ease, but a few ones just verge into slaughter map territory. For example, Wormhole Junction. It's not as much as Nectarflow, but it's way more intense. But chaos in slaughter maps are to be expected. You know what you won't expect? Traps. Everywhere. The first episode showed it off so well, it made me afraid of picking up a weapon or a key. There might be a monster closet opening up or enemies just spawning in. The end of the first map of the episode is bullshit. After picking up a megasphere, a bunch of imps will spawn. And I mean a bunch. I feel like that accounts to half of its total enemy count. I wish I had a BFG for this. Oh look, this one has it. Shame my pistol starting every level though. Leave Your Soul Behind is less slaughter map adjacent, and it focuses on traveling to other alien planets, heading up on this purple one, which leads to the episode finale. The all-seeing eye is the icon of sin for today, and in case you're wondering, the shoot boxes that spawn monsters as it hits the ground, and you can get telefried by them if you're not careful. Except, you can't really defeat your god, only escape from it. Better get out before it's filled to the brim with monsters. Episode 3 is where shit hits the fan after you crash land into some unknown planet. Makes sense for a final episode, but quality is all over the place. Not as bad as the secret levels though. Am I even playing Ancient Aliens anymore? Floating arena, the second to last map, not counting the end map, it's just that, a big arena with lots of enemies. It felt like a slaughter map. But then you have culture shock, seeing the blue skies of whatever the fuck this planet is. It's so beautiful, yet so out of place. Not as much as the first secret map, but still. Considering that this episode has the most levels not made by Skillsaw, I now understand. Even the names are all over the place. Cyberbullying, Beyond Earth, Xeno Arboreum, Floating Arena, Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls. Yeah, in short, You're the Alien Now is a mess, in kind of a good way, but still a mess nonetheless. But to summarize, I really like this WAD. Visually appealing and very challenging, even on the first chapter. I can't say I recommend playing this as your first user-made level pack, but to anyone else, I very much do so. I'm not done with roguelikes, bitch! The sequel to the Kaka Award-winning WAD, Reelism 2, developed by Kinsey and others at £300, was released proper in April 2022. This one requires GZ Doom to run it, and it's way more than just a level pack. This one is an invasion game mode, where not only are the enemies randomized per time rounds, but so are the weapon pickups and player behavior. Simply put, each standard play has 5 60-second rounds, with a boss round to cap it off. Like any roguelike, you're gonna hope for Lady Luck to be on your side, especially for the first slots. You might get sleepy and fall off a cliff. The map might get foggier than Silent Hill, giving you more chances of falling off a cliff. You might get bees, just bees slowly killing you. Or the map might get mirrored and you might accidentally fall off a cliff when it starts or stops. However, you might get lucky and get infinite ammo, double damage, a tank maybe? Or even moon gravity. Yeah, one criticism I have is the double damage modifier. While it is fine in isolation, it's a shame this replaced quad damage from the first one. This one just feels weak, what the hell? But that's not the only slot you have to worry about. There's 3, with the last one reserved for monsters. And the enemies aren't just regular Doom demons, they can be imp variants, Kako demon variants, and what have you. Hand puppets, replacing the bronies from the first one. Gotta be timeless this time. Fucking wizards! And even foes from other games, like the monster from Quake. And the outlaws from, Outlaws. Either that or the jerk. Fuck the jerk. Same goes for the weaponry, ranging from reliable and accurate weapons, not so reliable ones. Not part of set, but this shot's reload times suck. Magic items and other just stuff. And in the final round of at least standard play, there's a boss, and thankfully the weapons and items it spawns aren't good enough to defeat one. I like the dialogue trio and Abraham Lincoln, who likes to throw cupcakes at ya. Don't think too hard about that. Thankfully, there are items you can use, like the push-up thingy, which I really don't like. Not really that helpful. The pogo stick, meanwhile, is the opposite. So are the grenades and this teleport button, just in case a tyrant is right next to you. It's a smorgasbord of chaos, really, and I fucking love it. However, it's stuff that I've seen before. The maps and bosses sure are very different, but the gameplay loop is the same as ever. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. However, there's a new big thing the devs added here, and it's a hub level, holy shit! Here you can buy weapons, ammo, and all sorts of stuff with your score from the last session, which will be reset to 0 when you start another, so you better stock up to the 9s if you have enough. I love that there's more leeway in this game, before you die and lose everything again. You can also go into a boss rush mode, say in a small stadium area, into more off-the-wall arenas at a circus stand, if you have the money of course, and also find some interesting fellas who also have some valuable items of dubious features. It's pretty detailed and lively, I can give them that. There's voxel models, and map can change every time you come back. Too bad I can't enter most of the buildings, but it is what it is. And yeah, all that's left for me is to tell what some of my favorite maps are. Cutthroat Island and its smaller variant are very open, leaving me exposed somewhat. Not my favorite. Super Flash Palace is also very open, but at least it's way smaller. A bridge too far, not to be confused with that Mach 2 map, it's just like a bridge from the first one, traffic included. I like the Big Bad Beach because of the big oil rig in the middle. Astrolab X is like that other map, except way less circular, yet just as fun. But my favorite out of this list, at least, is Clockwork Solarium. Not just it looks, but also how it's structured. It isn't too open, has various sized rooms and corridors, and the verticality is just right. Also, it looks beautiful, of course, and it has the Wolfenstein minigun. That breaks after a few spins. Yet somehow, this is the map that I have so much trouble with. But that's not all. Like I said, there's more in this tent. Ranging from this base on a mesa, Block 4 from Mario Kart 64, and pizza. Yup. The Solarium is still my favorite, really. But regardless of how you feel, I really love this mod. There's just so much content packed in this, with some laughs to boot. So if you like adventure type games, I recommend this wholeheartedly. We end this Galore with a more recent megawatt from the dynamic duo of Moomy and Myolden. And of course, this one is made for ports that use MBF21, Mother's best friend. It's basically the best of Boom and the other MBF combined into one big coded package for more off-the-walls map making, which Simulacrum showcases it in spades, especially in the final map. If you're expecting this one to be a cakewalk, don't be fooled by the first map. Most of the levels are slaughter maps. Yeah, it's that kind of level pack, and the second map is a wake-up call for all the things to come. And there's only 125 enemies in it. It's also the map that made me ditch the original plan of restarting the level completely and just go with safe scumming. Because holy fuck, these tight rooms with the keys are a bitch to suffer through. And don't get me started on the Archviles. Slaughter maps aren't for everybody, I know that, and I suck at them. You're gonna have a lot of skill and patience to get through these maps because you're gonna die a lot. Even a deathless run might take half an hour to finish one map with 500, maybe even thousands of enemies. Seriously, these maps aren't for the faint of heart. Okay, it's debatable to say that this is the Slaughter map megawatt, though the last map with the same name does have a higher enemy count than God Machine, so make of that what you will. Still, not all Slaughter megawatts are nuts rehashes. Even if they're a pain in the ass, they can look beautiful, and this one delivers it. The first map is already a looker, but then you have maps that just make you question if you're actually playing a Doom 1, like map 24, Grand Spectrum. Holy shit! Oh god, I think I'm gonna puke! Still more visual appealing than the second secret map. The rest look pretty great too. Map 29, Carlton Halt, is beautiful, set in the snowy and frozen mountains. Much like tropical settings, I love these as well. But I gotta be honest, this level pack doesn't have a consistent theming on it. This isn't like Float Sam or Sunless or even Ancient Aliens where the looks stay for chunks of the level packs. Here it's all over the place. One map you're visiting a desolate city taken over by demons, and then the next you're visiting Grandma's house for some reason. No joke. But that doesn't detract me from enjoying them still. No new enemies used, which is good. I'm already tired of those stealth boys in Ancient Aliens. So yeah, Simulacrum is pretty great, at least visually. Not much else to say here. For a Slaughter map fest, it is to be expected. Lots of trial and error, and lots of patience. Even then, I enjoyed some of his first maps when I decided to save scum. So if you dare, try it out someday. Plus, it has a couple song in one of the maps, which is a good surprise. So what are we alone here after playing these 3 WADs? Nothing really, other than the Revenants are a bunch of cunts. I may make another one in the future, maybe next year, so suggest me some ones in the comments. Please don't request something like not even remotely fair or Italo Doom though. Next time, not exactly Death Stranding, but it's close enough.